Welcome back, everyone. Coach Aaron here with another tactics problem from my middle game tactics book. We're just going to keep going right on with the series. And in this position, now we're on position number 4. Here, it's going to be white to move. And in this problem, there's no real in-your-face tactic. This is more of a forced setup, and the idea being that we have a pin here with this knight against the black queen. So if the knight were to move away, we would lose material, or black would lose material, and because the queen would be under attack by the rook. So, but as we learn when assessing trades, as we count the attackers and defenders here, we have 2 attackers on the knight from the white side, but we have 2 defenders. This rook is defending because it's moving in the same way as the queen. So we have 2 defenders on the knight from the black side. So white cannot win that knight by force, just by capturing the pieces. And so in this problem, white's going to take advantage of the pin on the knight in order to bring another attacker in. You can see that the pawns can't come in to attack because they're just too far away. That's a weird line, but they're just too far away. So we have to bring another piece, and the only other piece that white has available is this additional rook. And so there's another book that I've read before that where the author calls these quiet forcing moves, where it's the best move in the position, but it doesn't do anything tactically right away. It's just setting up for a stronger move later. And the move here is just retreating the rook to f2. It's the best move for white now because the threat is to move the other rook over. To just move the rook back over and reposition. So black, seeing the threat, decides to get another defender on the knight here with the king. So now we have 3 defenders, and now we're going to have 3 attackers once white continues with the plan on their next move. And so black probably feels okay with this, but so black's going to play a filler move. You got to play a move here. Black would love here in this position to pass their turn on to white, but they have to make a move. And so the author gives the move h5 here. But now we have an interesting idea here where white's going to accomplish their plan here and play rook takes on e5 here. And unfortunately, the author stops right here and says white wins. So let's look and try to figure out why white's going to win here. So if we just naturally just go with the most natural move here, queen takes rook, I think now we're just losing material here, aren't we? Because after rook takes, you might say, well, coach, rook's going to take on e5, and now, white doesn't need to recapture here because we're already up the material. So I think we'll just get the queen out of dodge here, maybe with a check, get out of the way, and then we're just going to take our material and run. Even if the rook drops back to defend, we can just run away with our queen and prepare for an endgame. I think here, queen can play back this way, queen can play on d2, stay active. We don't want to return back to d5 here. We're just inviting repetition. Perhaps maybe a tournament game where you need extra moves to make a time control. Okay, maybe queen d5 might work, but I think just being the discretion, better part of valor here, just a simple move like queen d2, I think would give white plenty of winning chances. So let's go back real quick so we can see that the black cannot just simply recapture here because the queen's just giving up material. the black is already down a rook, and now with the knight gone, well, black was already down the exchange, and now we're down a whole rook. So let's try another idea, maybe queen takes queen, and just moving out of the way. But I think after pawn retakes, black is still down a rook here. Even if black is to try trading here, wow, this is now interesting, because we would like to be able to just advance the pawn. This gets a little tricky. We can't, white can't go into this endgame. So yeah, so let's just show the line here that we can't trade this way, because now this is a winning endgame for black. And so we've got to find this right line, the correct line here after queen takes. Whoops, sorry about that. Queen takes on d5. Maybe we can't take with the pawn, we have to take with the rook. Let's try that idea and just sidestep here. Smart enough, because now if black is to take here with check, now black is down the rook. So much stronger move here was the rook to d5 line. Let's promote that variation. Much stronger move, and now black has to really figure out how they're going to play here, because you're just down a rook. I mean, it doesn't help to bring it up to get defended, because white's just going to trade here. We can leave our rook here. That's a very nice outpost, and then just bring in our king into this endgame. Up a rook. This is a completely winning endgame for white. So we just had to find the correct sequence here. Let's go back and just review, because there was a lot of trading of pieces here. Okay, once we got the rook into position, we saw that still the three defenders on the knight, we couldn't win this knight through force. There had to be a tactic in order to win here. So after h5, then rook takes. The only way white wins is to be able to understand that if the queen takes first, okay, we take with the rook, and when the rook retakes, we just run away with our queen, and we're up the material. We're up a rook here, and in a winning endgame. It's going to take some patience, but we will win this game eventually. And if black tries to get clever with a move like queen d5, we don't want to go quickly in with the obvious pawn capture. We want to go with sidestep with the rook and keep our extra rook from black. And even trading here is, of course, just surrendering the endgame. But if black wants to even try to make a game of it, even here would lose the material and lose the endgame here. So black, even if they tried to even just run away, let's say defend something passively and maybe hope for, a passed pawn here, but you're still down a rook in this position, so it's still very much lost for the black side. So little tricky lines here, but we had to find the right sequence after rook takes knight on e5. Interesting position. I really like it. In your games, you will have to calculate. It's not going to be enough just to go with the obvious moves. The obvious moves in higher chess usually are not the best ones. It's the subtle moves, the not so obvious ones, that are usually a lot stronger. And so we get to see that in this problem. So thank you for joining me on this fourth problem, and we're just going to keep reading the books, keep reading the book, keep going down, and keep learning as we go. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.